Hello, darlings. I wanted to talk to you about prejudice today. Prejudice means to prejudge. That means judge before you have found out enough information to really have a valid, comprehensive opinion. So I'm just going to try and spell this word for you at the top of the screen here. Bear with me because this is new technology. Prejudice. Okay, well, where's the J? So prejudice, to prejudge. Now, usually this is a bad thing. However, what writers want to do very early on in their works is to create a sense of prejudice, to create a sense of bias. And this means that the audience, in this case because it's a play, or a reader if it's a book, dislikes one side more than the other. If there are two sides. So dislikes the antagonist so that we might like the protagonist better. And here, it's not just about one person. It's not about one character or another. It's a collection of characters because we see here, enter Samson and Gregory of the house of Capulet. Okay, Capulet. Armed with swords and bucklers. So already we know that these people are, whoever these people are, Samson and Gregory, whoever these people are, they are armed. Now, armed means equipped with something with which one can kill another. And here that would be swords. Swords are extremely pointy and dangerous. So, Samson and Gregory are here talking. They're not talking to anybody else. They're talking amongst themselves. But from their conversation, we can discern, we can tell what they are in terms of good or bad and how they feel about their enemies. Now, of the House of Capulet, here they're not members of the household in terms of being family. They are servants. So Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals. No, for then we should be colliers. I mean, and we being collar will draw. Aye, while you live, draw out your neck out of the collar. I strike quickly, being moved. But thou art not quickly moved to strike. And then at the bottom here, this is where the prejudice comes in. And this is why I'm talking to you about this today. So Samson says, a dog of the house of Montague moves me. This bit here is really, really where we first see their opinions. And then Gregory says, to move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away. And you can read the rest of this section. But I just want to think about this first section. So there's a couple of things in here that we may not be familiar with. Let me just change colour. Hang on. Let me get a nice... Oh, that's a nice dark red colour. So hopefully this will work. So colliers here. No, for them we shall be colliers. Now, if we don't know what that means, we have to gosh, I'm trying to write here. We have to consider the tone of which is being said. And from here, we can see that might be an insult. And he's not impressed, Gregory. He's not impressed that they might be considered colliers. And down here, if somebody is called a dog, it's not... I mean, we love dogs and, dogs are man's best friend. But to call somebody a dog is an insult. I'm just going to write that down and try not to, break everything. Okay, so that is an insult. So he is calling somebody of the house of Montague a dog. He's insulting them. So my question to you is, are we, the audience, supposed to take sides here? Who, then, are we supposed to side with? Because if it is that Samson is correct in calling somebody of the house of Montague a dog, then maybe we should dislike the Montagues. Or maybe it is that we think that Samson is the bad person because he's insulting the others. So There is no real wrong answer to this. You are entirely up to you. You are entirely able to make up your own mind. But what you need to do is you have to justify your reasoning. So I'll just read through the question across here. Are we, the audience, supposed to take sides? Who are we supposed to side with, the Capulets or the Montagues? Which family is the lesser of two evils? Now, I've asked this because they are both fighting. We know that because of the prologue. So we need to think which is the least bad. Which one isn't as bad as the other one? And then we need to explore how, so that's your methods, how Shakespeare makes you feel this way. So you could be talking about the insult down here. You could be talking about something further on into the scene. So you need to write a bit of a paragraph. You need to give examples and quotes. Now down here, I've given you a little help tab. Are we supposed to pick sides? Take a look and examine your personal response to the play. How do you feel? Because it is pointless studying Romeo and Juliet or any sort of play. It's pointless studying A Christmas Carol. It's a pointless studying the poetry if you don't develop a personal response, if you don't enter into what's called discourse with the text, if you don't have a reaction to it. Because if you don't, you're going to miss out on not only the joy of literature, but being able to delve really deeply into the text that you are studying in order to extract more meaning and more marks when it comes to your GCSE. I'm not going to lie and say this is just about the texts. It isn't. It's a large part, but there is the idea that we do have to, make sure that we're competent of analysing stuff when we come to our GCSE. So my advice to you is to begin with this section and move through until the prince appears. And he gives a big long speech, and you should probably read that the first big speech he gives. It's the first time we're introduced to her in the play. Okay, so if you are struggling, I will link this in the description box. Now I know how to do it because, cool YouTuber. I will give you the link to what's called No Fear Shakespeare, where there is you'll see two sides of the page, and you'll see the Shakespeare in English on the left, and then on the right hand side will be the modern English translation. I'll put that in the link in the description box so that you can work alongside, because you should have saved the Shakespeare play in your own user area. You can pick out scenes as we do when we do these lessons, and you'll be able to have a look at the modern translations to help you. However, you must always quote from the Shakespearean English over here. You must never, ever, ever quote from the modern English. Okay? If you have any issues, you can email me. You can tweet me at Miss Hine English. You know where I am. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay in the house. And I'll see you later.